Oh man, this is taking me back. I absolutely love this thing from B&M Poles. It's the Black Widow extension pole, 10 foot. I saw it at Walmart and I had to have it. Had to have it. This takes me back. This is how I got started. Multi-piece cane poles, all janked up. Man, some of the best fishing I've ever done in my life. And you're talking about keeping a young child occupied. Put an extension pole. Fixed line fishing. It's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. But this is a little bit more modern. It's not a cane pole, fun fact. No, it's made out of fiberglass. Most of the modern extension poles are. This is a 3-piece. All 3 pieces are inside this. Take the cap off and boom, you are instantly ready to rock and roll. We're gonna show you next how to rig these up. It's super easy. You're gonna love it. I can't wait to get this thing out fishing. We're probably gonna go for a little saltwater tomorrow morning. Let's see what we can do. Okay, cowboys and cowgirls, let's do this. We're gonna rig up the Black Widow from B&M Poles. This is gonna be a lot of fun. This is an extension pole. It's a style of fishing that has been around forever. You see that right there? That is what we are going to tie up to. Now, you can do a double clinch knot. You can do a number of different knots to the end of this right here. But what we're going to do is a little old school way. I believe it takes off a little pressure here. We're gonna take the line, bring it up through the tip top there, and we're gonna wrap it around the pole. We're gonna use something that just about everybody has at their disposal, and that's electric tape to secure it. I'm gonna show you something else that you can do with electric tape too. You know, as a rod builder, I want to engage on a little thread wrap here. You know, that would be really cool. Something to give it some grip, maybe even a little shrink wrap that you can use. And, you know, use your imagination. You can put a lot of different types of shrink wrap on the butt end of this extension pole to give it some of that grip. And you may need it. But for right now, we're going to put some 8-pound mono. That's all I'm using, 8-pound mono. Easy peasy. You know, a spool of 250 yards of 8-pound mono can go a long, long way when you're doing this type of fishing. Again, we're going to take it up through the hole right there. We're going to wrap it around the pole a number of times. And as we wrap it, we're going to bring it down the pole. And the farther you bring it down the pole, the more stress it'll take off the end of that tip top there. I think that might work out. Let's take our electric tape. Let's go ahead and wrap that around a number of times. The tag in there. And let's take the tape. Takes a little finger dexterity. And we're going to take that. There we go. And we can wrap the end of that tag right around on there. Yeah, look at that. Takes a lot more load off of just that tip. Almost like having a guide system on here in a way. And I'm sure the further you come back with that, the more of the load will be taken off of it. But we'll see. We'll see how this one goes. Now, I'm gonna go ahead, just because that drives me nuts, I'm gonna go ahead and bring that off. Now, the end of it, depending on where you're going to fish at, I imagine that if you want to, again, you got a 10-foot reach on this pole, so how deep are you going to go? Well, I expect that we would probably go, let's say around 15 feet. We're gonna go off of a pier. We're gonna drop around 15 feet. So let's go with that. We can always take line off, right? Go ahead and cut it at what I think is around 15 feet. You saw, I wasn't really guessing too much at that. Now, We can use beak hooks. There's a number of different hooks you can use. Carlisle hooks is a good one for panfish. I like Carlisle hooks specifically because if you have some bait down at the bottom of this and some of the smaller fish just end up, just choking it down, you still have a long part of the hook to get with your pliers and remove it easy right there. So that is one way itself. You can also put jigs on here. Where's our jigs? We got jigs right here. There's a crappie jig in there and some of my gravy baits. Those are some of the smaller. Those are about 5mm marsh baits there, much like the very famous urchin baits that are out right now. And who knows, maybe you could drop a shrimp style lure down there, some live bait, worms, corn, hominy, crab, all kinds of things can work using this type of fishing. Most commonly, I think a lot of people use night crawlers, shiners, red worms, things like that. So let's use a beak hook. I hope that we can get maybe onto some maybe some sheep's head tomorrow, mangrove snapper possibly. Now when it comes to tying the hook, this is what I do, okay? The line comes through there, the line goes right back. This is just a real easy way, again, sort of a cheater's way of tying, and so far it works for me. I've caught big bass this way, you can see that loop. Boom. And I've caught big reds this way as well. You can see how that slides. I'm gonna take this loop on the tag end, I'm gonna wrap it around, bring the loop through that loop right there, pull it, take this hook and bring it through the tag end loop there. Wet it down real good. First time I saw my dad doing this, I was like, what are you doing? Pull those real softly because you don't want to score this one right here. You want to pull the tag end. That's the one you want to tighten up because there you go. There, let's cut that tag end off. Make sure you double check, make sure it's the tag end. I've made that mistake a few times. Cut that off right there. And boom, there's that simple knot. That thing will hold, boom. Now we put something like maybe a little sinker weight on there and boom, everybody's got a bobber somewhere. Where's a bobber? Right here. Yeah, if you're looking for a bobber, go to Stone Lick Lake in Ohio. You find thousands of these up in the bushes and trees, but boom, there you go. We are ready to do some fishing with the Black Widow 10-foot extension pole. Boom, don't let me forget to show you what you can do with the electric tape on the other end of the extension pole. There's a lot of things you can do. As a rod builder, I'm thinking of shrink wrap. I'm also thinking about putting some lead weight back here to balance it out. Ironically, the more weight sometimes you add to a rod to balance it out, the lighter it's gonna feel. It's crazy, I know, but this actually has a pretty top-heavy 10-foot on it, especially when you're holding out some type of a bait. But to give it some grip also, we got some shrink wrap options. I mean, you could practice your custom rod building by doing some thread wrap on this. But let's do something that everybody has, and that's electrical tape. So I'm using the electrical tape, as you can see here, for a little extra grip back there, because that can be pretty slick, especially if you're working with bait fish, slimy stuff like that, sun protection factor, bug spray, all that kind of stuff can be slick. You can always use the electric tape. Again, you need a resource of electric tape because you're always going to be tying new line on here. Remember how we put that up through the tip top and wrapped it around the pole, then secured it with the electric tape, so you always got a supply of it here. But also as a great little hook keep. Now, just take your hook after you wind it up right there and just, bam, there you go. Good for travel. I can't wait. We're gonna get out on the saltwater tomorrow. We'll find us a nice little quiet spot. Who knows what we can drop in. We'll try just a little bit of everything. It's gonna be fun using the Black Widow B&M pole. Oh man, 10 foot of fun. I hope to see you guys out there. You want to ride along with me? It's going to be a beautiful drive. It's about 30 minutes to get there. A little cup of coffee. Huh? I'm not sponsored by Folgers. I probably should be. Let's do it.